There we go. Can we see everything okay now? I think you can. Yes, fabulous. Thank you. Right, guys, let me just see who we've got in and I can say hello to some people. Cracking, who have we got that I might recognise or even not recognise? We have Tony, Sandy, Ronnie, Roberto, Robert, Rob, Penny, Martin Wild is in the house. Good evening, Martin. Jim, Erdam and Ariel, a few others in there as well. Ashley, good to see you. Cracking. So, Tony's just joined us. Can you just stick your hands in the air just to make sure that you can hear me, see me and that sort of stuff so I'm not talking to myself? Fab, thank you. Right, let me just clear all these questions. Hi, Roberto, I'll just delete your question. There we go. Thank you for the hands. Excellent. So, let me move that out of the way. And I'll open that. Cracking. So what I was going to do today is talk about YouTube, why YouTube is so important, the steps you can take to use YouTube, and then what I've kind of called the perfect structure, or almost the structure that's important for you to be able to use YouTube videos in kind of the correct way and that sort of stuff. So here's my pen. Okay, so a background of YouTube itself then. So viewership in YouTube, there's currently more than 1 billion unique users of YouTube each month. Now all of this I've just taken from youtube.com, so it's a bit of background as to why YouTube as a social network and a platform is so important. So we've got 1 billion unique users, we've got 6 billion hours of videos watched every month. We've got 100 hours of video that are uploaded every minute, and I uploaded my today's video, so I'll show you through that and talk you through the process shortly. This is interesting. 70% of the YouTube traffic comes from outside of the US. So obviously it's quite a lot of outside of the US, but similarly it's a third of all YouTube traffic is based in the United States. We've got YouTube is localized, so YouTube is in 56 countries and it covers 61 languages. Now if I get a chance, I might talk about languages and how that is important in business or in the business that you're particularly representing or whatever, but languages is an interesting subject on YouTube. Now, according to Nielsen, YouTube reaches more US adults aged 18 to 34 than in a cable network. So if you think about the demographics of any particular business that you're wanting to promote and target to, it's, as the stats show there, it's better than actually using a cable network. And obviously millions of subscribers go to Google each day. And the subscription has actually more than doubled since last year. So, as a place to be, place to hang out, place of where it's at, YouTube is certainly amongst it there. So how do we get started and what are the key steps we need to do? Well, firstly, you need to register with Google. So you've got a G+ account. Now, I would expect that most of you will have G+ accounts or Google accounts, so I'll not go through, sorry, let me just turn my phone off, sorry. I will not go through the actual steps to create the YouTube account in this video, because you can kind of go back and do that in your own time. I don't really want to break it down too much, but I want to go through how to go through the account once you've got it set up. So let me flick here. So once you've set up your YouTube account, there's a few things that we can do. Now I'm currently viewing mine as public, and my YouTube channel is Jimmy2Bob. I set this up in... It's in 2006, it's actually in the About tab. So in 2006, I thought calling myself and my nickname Jimmy2Bob was a good idea. Naturally, I would like to do something maybe slightly different and brand with the rest of the brand I've got, which is the Jamie Waters. But such is life, it's not too bad. And the thing is, once you've created your YouTube name, you can't change it. And it's quite important is that, and you can obviously set up a new one, but once you're setting up a new one, you're going to lose the viewers, and then obviously you're going to lose the subscribers as well. So you've got to be careful about the actual YouTube name that you choose when you actually set up your account. So things that I've done today, I've kind of tidied up the channel a little bit, because I uploaded a video and that was set to private, and I unlocked that today. And what this is, it's like a little trailer. For people who are new to your page, you can create like a welcome video. And I'm currently setting up a new website. I uploaded this video last month before I moved, and just thought, well, today it works quite well, and it's a good example of how to set up a perfect Twitter account. So what we've got here is a video That's your kind of prime real estate. And I'll touch on videos to talk about and what to say in your videos later on. But this is what I want you to take away from here is your unsubscribe trailer that people are greeted with when they come to your page. Now, little other things that we've got. Let me close this. We have a little picture here, and then we've got a bigger picture here. So if you think about this similar to Facebook, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Facebook. We've got like a profile picture there, and then we've got a header picture or a timeline picture, to use the Facebook analogy, on this one here. So what you need to do is choose something that's right for you, for your brand, and fit for a particular purpose there. Now, let me just flick back here. So we've registered with Google. We're now going to create a bio that captures you. So the bio is under the About page. Well, that's interesting. Let's see if that disappears. It's not doing, is it? That shouldn't be there. Clearly shouldn't be there. Let me... That's how to break YouTube. I think I can record the first video that's ever broken YouTube. Probably not. Let me open that one again. There we go. So, in the About, like we talked about on Twitter yesterday, in the last video, that you have a space for a bio that you can talk about you and a bit of an introduction. So I created my bio here, very nice and friendly. Thanks for stopping by. This is what I do. This is what my channel's about. Asking for connections, so asking people to subscribe and say hello. And I always end my videos, see you in the next chapter, because, well, it's videos and that sort of thing. And then you have your Twitter link here, your blog or whatever link you want to choose there, and then offering people to connect with G+ and Facebook there, and it's a bit of subscriber stats. And then, yeah, I joined YouTube in November 2006. That is a long, long time ago. What we've also got down here is the subscriptions. Now, you can turn these off and make these... Where's my mouse gone? You can make these marked private, but I don't mind people kind of seeing what other channels I'm subscribed to. And what I'd suggest as well, and one of my tips for growing your videos and your brand and use yourself, is subscribing to people and videos that are popular. For instance, Joe Penner is one of my my YouTube favorites. He's Mr. Guitar Man. He does really, really cool videos. Frankie on PC, he kind of reviews gaming, Battlefield videos and things like that, but his style is very good of how he interacts and talks with people and things that he says there. And, you know, there's a few others like Rhett and Link. They do cool adverts for people and things. So it's when I go back to kind of things to do in the future, then that's certainly something to look at there. So once you've created your bio, you've just about set up your page. You need to set up your profile picture, and that's just the case of editing your profile picture on G+. And then the channel art, they call it, or the timeline picture, you can edit that, and it's simply just a case of dragging and dropping a photo or selecting a photo from the existing uploaded photos. So if I go into this one here, use that. Here we've got how it looks across on the different devices, which looks really cool. So if somebody's visiting my page from a desktop, they'll see it like that. If they're visiting it on a TV, and if you have a smart TV, to watch your own videos on the TV is very strange. So you can see it on there, and then if you're on a mobile device, then the picture goes there. Now with the channel art, you can do whatever you like. But what I would suggest, and something that I will probably need to do next, is, and this is one of the reasons why I had some photos done of this particular style, is all this blank space here, all this real estate, we can put a message, in fact, let me tidy this up a little bit. We can put a message or a quote or something here which is fun, and it kind of puts you across as the brand. So that's certainly next for me to do, is to put a decent cover picture on and go on from there. So that's the bio. Let me go back to my notes. Upload a picture that makes you stand out. So we've registered, we've created a bio, we need to upload a picture. Introduce yourself by recording your welcome video, and I showed you that one at the beginning. Now tell your network that you're on YouTube, so on all the other social media networks that you're on, like obviously Facebook, Google Plus, Instagram, Ripley, and all these other social networks that you're on, you need to let people know that you're on YouTube. So you need to give them your YouTube address, which is youtube.com, /, and then your username. So you can give people your YouTube address. Check out the details at the bottom of your video. I'll come on to that when we go on to individual videos. Again, once you've uploaded a video, you then share that video across your social networks because you need to drive traffic to your YouTube video. That's a really good way of promoting your video and getting people to actually watch it. One thing here as well, which is kind of part of my vaccination, really. You know, when you go to the doctors, like a picture of you, that's your. Oh, in fact, I'll try again. We'll kind of picture of your arm. You know, you have a vaccination from the doctor. You know, something like that. And what I'm kind of saying here, and it's almost like a cruel to be kind, that prepare for negative comments, because whatever you talk about, whatever you vlog about, as they used to call it in the old days, so, you know, video blogging or whatever, there is going to be people out there that don't like it. And what you need to do is prepare yourself for these negative comments, because, you know, it's going to happen. There's going to be people out there that will post bad comments, negative comments. There'll be people that'll be pitching other people who's watching your videos and things like that. So, for instance, let me go back to my videos. I mean, some of my videos here, what's the highest one that I've got? These are all the hidden ones, actually. View as public. Most popular, I think one of them was here. That's had, what, 81,000 views. One that I did there is nearly 40,000 views. So out of those 40,000 people that have watched that video, not all of them are going to like it. So what you need to do is kind of prepare yourself for some negative comments and just be ready to delete them and just either block the user or just delete the comments. But yeah, I've got the question from Martin and I've ignored it. He's taking the mick out of my doodles. Yes, Martin, that was an arm, my friend. But yes, I'm not very good at doodles, but you get the picture. You know, a vaccination is when you go to the doctors and you get an injection, and it gives you a little bit of bad stuff here, but it combats and it makes you better and stronger. So the idea is there to vaccinate you here. Just be prepared for some negative comments. And if you want me to send some negative comments your way, Martin, by all means, I will. I'll certainly do that, my friend. But yes, moving on. So prepare for negative comments, and what you also need to do is have fun. There is no point doing a video. There's no point getting yourself out there. And at this point, I'll bring this onto the screen. If you're not having fun, because that's what you've got to do. You've got to project your personality. You've got to talk in such a way that engages and motivates people by, you know, again, body language. I'm really, really passionate and big on body language and little inflections and the way that you move your eyes, your arms, and the NLP, the neolinguistic programming, whatever, NLP. Because using that certainly into your videos engages people and it makes people follow you, subscribe you, then ultimately they'll join your business. So what we've done here, we've set up an account, we've got all the details ready, we've sorted out all the links. We are now going to record our first YouTube video. Now, could I just ask, let me just raise all the hands, drop all the hands rather. Could you stick your hand up if you have never, I'll bring me across onto the screen, stick your hands up if you have never recorded a video. If you have never recorded a YouTube video, put a video of you on YouTube. If you're a complete and utter YouTube newbie, stick your hands up in the air. So it'd be really interesting to know if your face is not on YouTube, stick your hands up in the air so I can just see how many people haven't done that one yet. So we've got a few. Paul, Penny, Ronnie, Jim, Martin. Your hand's not got up. I don't know if you've ever done any YouTube videos, my friend. Roberta, absolutely fantastic. So I will just drop your hands. Thanks, guys. So what I want you to do, and again, a bit of a challenge after today's call, is to set up a YouTube account, and it's to get out your phone, whatever phone it is. Most phones these days have got front-facing cameras because that's a lot easier. But even if they haven't, you can kind of get used to angles and things. And I want you to get out your phone and just talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, you'll feel stupid. I still sometimes feel stupid just talking to the little blue ring that's on the top of my on top of the monitor. But by being yourself and being honest and showing transparency, that's the quickest and fastest way to get people to build relationships with you, to like you, and then ultimately, it doesn't happen overnight, they will then start to join your business. So my top 5 tips on creating YouTube videos. Now, number 1 is you need a decent camera. Now, there's a certain expectation with YouTube and YouTube videos that they're professional quality or the high res or whatever, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to rush out and go on the internet and buy a £500 camera. That's not what you have to do. But similarly, you need to have a video that comes across in a professional and quality way so far as the actual quality of the video goes, because people aren't going to stick around your video if it's grainy, if it's really bitty, if the sound isn't very good, if it's really windy, and things like that. So what you need is a decent camera, and I'd also add in here lighting quality as well, because you need to look at the video. Are you washed out? Are you too dark? Are you all silhouetted? So just have a think about the lighting and how that impacts to your videos. The next one would be have a personality. You know, a friend of mine that I recently connected to on, in fact, I'll send him your way when we've got that far, on YouTube, is a guy called Steve Barnes. Now, me and Steve connected in another business, and he is a US Army Air Force Sea King pilot. So let me get that right. And he's currently battling cancer. He's going through I don't know which stage it is, but he's currently going through bouts of chemotherapy for it. And what he wanted to do was rather sit at home and do nothing and just, you know, wallow in what you could possibly do in that situation. He turned to YouTube, and he turned to firstly recording about his journey battling the cancer, but then he wanted to start making money online, so he joined this business. And then he does quality videos offering free advice, free video training. And, you know, he's a fantastic person for you to watch and follow from. And he has a personality, and it's a fantastic personality. And I can't wait to actually meet him one day. So once you have the personality, you've got to ask your question, would you watch your video? You know, so if you're stumbling across YouTube and you've just randomly clicked and typed in a search word and a keyword, and up pops this video and you're watching it, would you stick it out? Would you watch it? So you need to think about that before you kind of post it up there, because that's a really important thing to think about. Thirdly, out of my top 5 picks is to be yourself. And I think what I need to do on here as well is, let me just add another one. Get over any hang-ups you have about yourself. So, for instance, if you feel you've got kind of funny hair, funny eyebrows, funny ears, a big nose, you know, whatever it is, I promise you this, nobody gives 2 hoots. They really don't care, because it's all about the value you bring to the marketplace and your personality and the way that you are and the value that comes out of your mouth, not how good or bad or indifferent you look. It's all about your personality and bringing that across. You know, funny teeth or hair or whatever. I've had a shave today, but in the video I posted this afternoon, which I'll show you in a second, I hadn't had a shave that day. But I didn't think to myself, well, I've not done my hair, I'm not wearing a decent shirt, I've not had a shave, so I can't record this video. But the value and the situation I was in at the time, I wanted just to get my camera, get my phone out, record the video and get it on YouTube, because the value is more important than how you look and what you come across. Yeah, you want to be reasonably smart, don't get me wrong, you don't want to do it in your pyjamas and you know, laying in bed recording. I suppose you might do if the situation determines it. But it's all about thinking about the production drives the results. So don't spend time doing hair and makeup, because people don't care about how you look about. So that's something to really, really, again, I suppose it's part of the vaccination thing, is just get over it, because you know, people don't care. Believe me, they don't. Now the next one, and this is a bit of a tricky one, but it's something that I've done in the past, and it's really good to build, again, networking and connections and so on, and it's collaborate. So the way that I kind of introduced Steve Barnes there Let me find out which channel he is. D Barnes is there, sorry. So what I would suggest is, once you get on this call, go to Naval Weps. Now again, this is an example of choosing a YouTube username that you might want to use in the future, because Steve, again, used to be, he still is in the Air Force, but he used to be a naval weapons technician. So that's why he's used that username. Now, obviously, it's not particularly applicable to his now internet marketing journey, but it's still being used. So think about your content there, your username there. And he's added loads of content, loads of videos, loads of like blogging 101 tips and that sort of stuff. So watch some of Steve's videos, certainly once you get off this call, because it's certainly worth watching. Now, the next thing is never give up, because I've watched some of my first videos and you just want to cringe, because, you know, I feel stupid, I feel silly, but it's the fact that you're doing it and you're taking action. And that's what I'm really big on, and I'm really proud when I see people just taking action. And even now, you'll record your first couple of videos, it'll probably take you 7 or 8 or 10 different attempts, but what happens is you're actually doing it, so you're making those little baby steps to create the video that you want. I'd say don't do 10 different videos, just do a couple if you really have to retake, because again, it's about being yourself. People don't want professional Hollywood productions from little Jamie from Home Firth, when he's out in the garden. They just want honesty and transparency and that sort of thing. So if you put a few videos out there and you never get any views, or you get a couple of negative comments or whatever, just park that, forget about it, and do your next video. And over time, when you get some traction, when you start getting YouTube traffic, when you start talking about things that people are wanting to listen to, once you start getting traffic sent from your Facebook, from your Twitter, from your LinkedIn, and from all these other social networks to your videos, you'll start to get subscribers, and you'll start to see the results from people building the relationships with you. So number 5 is never, never give up. Now, what I want to do at this point is, have we got any questions actually, guys? Because I'm conscious we've not had any interaction. We just drop the hands there. Can you just stick your hands if something I've said today has kind of resonated, that you feel that kind of me off in the tips? I mean, I think the big one really is just to be yourself and to get over any funny facial hang-ups or hair or whatever you got. Just forget about that. So if you feel that's kind of hitting home, just stick your hands up in the air so I know that you're all with me on that stage at the minute. So that's great. Jim, Mark, Penny, thank you. Robert, Ronnie, Sandy, thank you. Right, thanks guys, really appreciate that. Joe, yes, it is being recorded, my friend. I will stick the recording out as soon as I get this finished, because I'm away from tomorrow, so I need to get this out and done, so that's no problem. Cracking. So today's video that I stuck on YouTube, let me go back here. Go to my channel. Okay, today's video. Now, if you've not watched today's video, get out there and watch it. But basically, I stuck this on about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, and it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I've always been passionate about it, but I want everybody to kind of have the mindset as if you don't know how to do something, but you're going to do it anyway. And with kind of YouTube, and certainly videos is a big thing, is I don't know how to do a YouTube video. I don't know how to create a YouTube channel. I don't know how to get subscribers on YouTube, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay? So what I want you to do, again, is part of taking action. But the structure of this video, and I was a little bit conscious when I was doing it, because I wanted to kind of have the model video, and sometimes not all the videos are kind of the model, as I call it. But have a watch of this video, and it hopefully highlights the transparency. It kind of shows me doing what I do. It kind of shows a little bit of where I've just moved to. But it also talks about the value that I'm giving to the marketplace. And you'll notice as well that I have in my ear the iPhone microphone. Now, if everybody's got an iPhone, I've got an iPhone microphone, but sometimes if it's windy, you might want to use this, because that's the mic there, so there's only a little bit to go between the voice and the earpiece, because sometimes if you're holding the phone in front of you, it might be a little bit windy and it might not come across very well. So remember, guys, I'm all about doing things not cheap, but doing it to make sure that it's doable for everybody. And I don't want you to go out and buy, you know, a windproof, funny, fancy microphone for 50, 60 pounds or whatever, because you don't need it. You can use the tools that you've already got. So this video follows a little bit of a structure, and it's welcomes. You've got to bear in mind that some people are watching this video for the first time. So welcome, just very quickly introduce yourself. I always say, hi guys, it's Jamie, hope you're well. Introduce you, also introduce the video as well. So introduce what people are going to be listening to for the next few minutes. In that, talk about the message, so the message of the video. And what I generally do is I talk about the message, I'll then give examples, EGs, and I'll then kind of talk about the message again, because it's then they kind of get it sandwiched, so they kind of get the message twice, but it's done subtly, so they get it in a different way, but they are actually getting the message across twice. It then finishes with a call to action, and as with anything, people need to be told what to do, and people inherently as well, it's human nature, are lazy. So unless you physically tell them, and don't be scared to, you tell them what to do, they won't do it. So what I mean by that is when you do a video, and ultimately when you create videos, you want people to subscribe to you. You want people to follow your channel, subscribe. You want loads of people to like the video, and you want loads of people to comment on it. But unless you tell them to do it in the video, you're not going to get that many. Again, it's psychology stuff. But if you say, guys, thanks for watching, just hit a subscribe on the channel at the top, because it helps my channel grow. Because naturally, the more people that subscribe your channel, the more popular people think you are. Hit like. So if you've liked it, if you've got some value from today's training, just hit like on the bottom of the video there. And also comment as well. So if, like I did in the video today, I talked about people creating action and just doing something they've not done before, what I would really like people to do is shoot a comment below to talk about them trying something new that they've not done before. So again, the more social interaction you get with your particular video, the more people you've got coming to your channel. So the more people you've got coming to the channel, the more people will like you. The more people like you, the more they're going to join your business. So there is a thought process there. It just sometimes takes a little bit of time. So there's a call to action. So that's generally subscribe, like, comment. And if you're talking about a video review, it could be, you know, join, again, contact for details. You kind of don't really want to do that, because hopefully, because you've given enough details and you've empowered enough people in the video, that they won't need any more details. They're either going to join or they're not. So think about being clarity and clear in your videos there. Great question, NB. I will come back to that one, my friend. I've not missed that one out. I'll cover that right at the end. And then obviously close. And I always say thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next chapter. So, you know, just kind of get something that suits you and suits your personality. And oh yeah, right at the top, the length of a video. Now I would suggest typically 5 or 6 minutes. Certainly about if you're doing screen records, or it's you talking about a business opportunity or whatever, or the thought of the day or whatever it might be, stick to around 5 or 6 minutes, but definitely no more than 10 minutes. Don't ramble on for 20 minutes, half an hour, because people don't have the time to watch it and people will tail off. And what you can do is, I'll not do it in this video because it's a little bit of advanced stuff, is you can look at statistics. So you can then analyze your videos to see when the viewers are dropping off. Are they attentive throughout all of the video, or do they leave after you've said some phrases or you've said some certain words, or once they've found out what the video is, they've dropped off, or whatever. You know, you can really analyze your videos and get some really good, interesting statistics, and then obviously you can tweak and change maybe your methodology or whatever as a result of those stats. So I would suggest that the average video is around 5 to 6 minutes, but definitely no more than 10 minutes. If you're doing an in-depth tutorial, then obviously that's slightly different because people are expecting an in-depth tutorial. But for instance, the video that I did today, if I said, I don't know how to do X, but I'm going to do it anyway, and then waffled on for 20 minutes, I think that'll probably annoy more people than it'll please, and the retention, the attention rate of the video, because obviously the graph will be a little bit like this. The attention rate is at 100%, And then throughout the length of the video, so this is time, you've got the attention rate that will then start to drop off. Naturally, it will drop off because not everybody's going to watch every video till the end. I mean, it'd be great if it was a clear 100% across the board, but being realistic, that's not going to happen. But what you want really is this attention to drop kind of like here, so they stick around. But if it plummets straight away, and even some drop off till the end and they don't watch the end, then they've missed this entire point here. Again, I'll probably do another video in the future about kind of how to review a business opportunity on the internet and the structure to use with that, because kind of what you want is a bit of a sandwich. So you want kind of content and talk about it. You then want join, buy, or whatever it is here. You then want some more, and then you want another join or buy. So this being kind of the description. I know I'm going off on a way tangent, but bear with me, hear me out. Because what you've got here is the attention of people that's watching the video. And if you kind of talk for the entire length of this video and then say join, half of them have dropped off and they're not going to hear your message. But if you drop in join or buy this super duper affiliate product or whatever, then you're going to hit some people here before they drop off. You're then going to get the rest of them before they drop off as well. So it's sneaky kind of structure tactics. I didn't really want to go into that, and it might go way over some heads, and I apologize if it has done that, but we'll touch on that in the next video or so, because I really like that sort of stuff. Let me just shut this window because there's a dog barking. There we go, sorry about that. Okay, so let me clear that one off. Okay, let me just have a quick scan of the questions and see where we are at. Yeah, we're being recorded. What should the length of your video be, Jamie? Ronnie, hopefully I've covered that, my friend. Yes, Mark as well. I would suggest if you're talking about you and your thought of the day or your tip or whatever, keep it concise. Don't waffle. Stick to it. Have a plan of what you're going to say sometimes. As with anything, when you're preparing for something, if you talk about things and be coherent in it, you've got some bullet points on the right hand side or on a piece of paper even, it helps you keep focused on track. What software do you use that lets you scribble on screen? NB, sorry you put NB, let me just turn the light on as well. Great question, my friend, and what I've got is what's called a bamboo tablet. So it's got that and it's got a pen. So what it allows you to do is draw on the screen. I use Camtasia Studio. Whoa, my pen's gone all funny. Ow. Sorry about that. What you can do is using Camtasia, it allows you to dribble and doodle and that sort of thing. So it helps user engagement, it helps getting a point across, and I like doing random doodles as well, because when you're really explaining something, it helps people visualize it in a different way. We'll come back to the NLP stuff. So hopefully, my friend, that answers the question there. It's bamboo tablet. Oops. I think actually, let me. In fact, I'll quickly Google bamboo tablet. It's by Wacom. Yeah, it's something like this. I mean, this is that one there. Which one have I got? I've got the Connect, I think. But yeah, have a look at that. It's a really good product. It is slightly expensive. Ooh, where are we going? It is slightly expensive. So if you're new to YouTube and you're just starting out, I'd say you really don't need anything like this, because again, you can just use the mouse. But the more that you get into YouTube videos, the more that you use doodles and things to get points across, bamboos are really, really cool. And sadly, I'm not on a affiliate commission for bamboo, because I know I've sold hundreds of them to other people over the years. Cracking. Tony, how do you add effects like music and text right at the end so you don't see the hand turning the camera off? Tony, really great question, my friend. What that is, it's cropping and editing. Now, you can do that within YouTube, and I've not really done this a great deal, so we can do that. Go into the video manager. Once you've updated the video, go to edit, and we can do enhancements. And here, let me just mute that. Here we can add different color effects. We can stabilize, and you can also now trim. So if you click trim, that allows us to kind of cut the bit off at the beginning, and then similarly cut the little bit off at the end. So if you have got a hand that's coming over to kind of, you're walking forward to the camera to turn it off or things like that, you can crop. Sometimes using the, I know on the iPhone you can crop the videos, or you can certainly trim them on YouTube. So you upload the video raw as it is, so upload the video as you've recorded it, and trim the beginning bit, trim the end bit, and then you've got a professional-ish looking video without the beginning and the end. So that's quite a cool little tip. So I hope that helps there, sir. Mind Reader wondered if you got the right spelling. Yes, mate, it's bamboo tablets. So that's grand there. So let me just drop the hands. If anybody wants to ask physically or verbally ask a question, stick your hand up and I'll just unmute the mic. It'll give me a chance to have a drink. Are we all good? Nobody's got any burning questions on that one there? Fab. So let me come back here. Talked about video structure. We've talked about my top 5 picks. Register with Google and the video ship as well. So I think, guys, what we will do here, I'm going to come back to my channel just to make sure there's nothing that I've particularly missed off. That's what I was going to talk about. The descriptions. So before I close, I'll talk about the descriptions here. So at the bottom, and this is prime real estate that is very unutilized on YouTube. And there's a couple of things that lead on from this, and then I'll talk about tags and searching as well. What we've got here is a header. So you need to have the header that's pertinent to the video that you're talking about. The number of times that you click on a video and it's got nothing to do with the actual text that's got you there, you know, I instantly click dislike because it's unethical and it's just wrong. So what you want to do is have a good subject header, maybe attention grabbing or whatever, but have it for the subject matter in hand. It then talks about the published date, but then we've got here is a bit of a text description. Now, in another tutorial, we will talk about the benefits of having subtitles, of having annotations, and really going off on really really deep tangents rather, about what YouTube can do and the power of it to make sure that you capture people and engage with people that might have disabilities, for instance. So you can really utilize YouTube, and it's so unutilized, it's quite scary really. But we've got a description here, and then again we've got a call to action, and I always put on the descriptions, connect with me. I'm not saying particularly join my business or sign up here or buy this product. I'm saying connect with me, because I'm all about relationships, and the better your relationships are with people, the easier it is to sell to them. So I'm wanting them to join me on Facebook, and then join me on my new Twitter. And then obviously if people are going to leave any comments on there as well, that'll be great. And there's one person that's given it a thumb up so far as well. So make sure, guys, that you put in the description and the details in there as well, because that's really important and really powerful, because a lot of the time people don't use this, and it's just really undervalued and underutilized, and you can really capitalize on some YouTube traffic. So while I'm talking about YouTube traffic, I will go back to edit, and we will look at tags. And tags are basically keywords, and keywords is used when people key in the search box. So what you want to do is when somebody goes to the top of this box here and key in something, so hopefully here, if somebody says, I don't know how to do something, this video will come up, because obviously I've got I don't know how. So when somebody keys in that particular search demographic, that'll be hopefully quite cool. But what we've also got is keywords. So I've done successful, internet marketing, make money online, grass, because I was cutting the grass randomly, my name, don't know how. So, you know, you can put as many of these keywords as you like that's pertinent to your video. And again, guys, keep it pertinent. And we all know that the highest searches on the internet probably either sex or porn, but don't put in sex or porn here, especially Martin Wilde, because you're getting fake traffic. And again, it's a little bit unethical and underhand and all that sort of thing, so that's not good. And what you've got here is, it says post to your subscribers. So what will happen is when you upload a video, you can send a message to the people that are subscribing to you. So if you think about the sending out to a mailing list, if you have a list set up with a mailing list supplier rather, this is just the same. So you can key in here. I generally just copy and paste the description, put the description in here, so then they will get my update in their inbox with my new video. It'll say, your channel follower Jimmy2Bob has created a new video. This is the description. Click here to watch it. So as and when they open their emails, they've been notified of me uploading a new video. And at this point, you can also share if you've linked it with your social network, so you don't even have to manually post it yourself. I suggest you do, because the benefit of that is you can add extra descriptions and talk about different things. So yeah, I'd manually do that. Certainly when you're starting out and you're building up the following, it's good to add that manual personal touch, because you can add a little annotation, or come and check out my first video on YouTube, for instance. If you shared it using that feature, you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so we've covered through there. Now, a few advanced settings while I'm here, I might as well, because I've got a little bit of time left, is the options to firstly add a location. So if somebody's going to a certain place and they want to watch videos from that certain place, you can search by video location, so that's not really relevant for me. Recording date, I suppose I'll click today, so today's recording date goes in there. I'll certainly not talk about 3D videos, but if you have the gadgets to create a 3D video, then you can set the video preferences there. Now, video stabilize, this is an interesting one. What this does, certainly if you're holding the camera in front of you. Now, like me, if you're holding a camera there, in fact, let me get the camera. If you're holding the camera here, now, naturally your arm's going to be moving, you're walking around, so the video might be a little bit shaky. Certainly if it's your first view and you're not quite got the balance of your arm and things right. Now, what that can do is it can make your videos look a little bit unstabilized. Now, this feature here will allow YouTube to scan your video and apply its own special filters and stabilize it. So you might want to do that, but I would say be careful, because sometimes it can make them look a little bit funny, especially with me, because I kind of walked around a little bit. It can warp and it'll make you look kind of funny and weird. So be careful about how you use that. Usual comments and responses, you can allow comments, you can get people to approve them before they go, get you to approve them before they go on. So if your channel gets a lot of traffic and a lot of chatter, you might just want to make sure that some of the content is worth, some of the comments is worth other people taking their time to read. Users can vote, they can rate and all that sort of good stuff. Caption certification, if your video is suitable for different audiences. This is really important, is distribution options. Now, ideally, what you want is a couple of really, really good YouTube videos that go viral. And by viral means it's kind of spread out there and it's shared and shared and shared and loads of people are watching it. Now, one way of doing that is by letting people embed it. And what that means is if they embed a video, they can put it onto their website. So if they've done a blog post about just creating action, for instance, and they can say, here's my friend Jamie talking about creating action, have a watch of this cool video below. So they will then see my video from within their blog post. And what that does, it helps you, because I'm building a relationship with their viewer and they're either liking or disliking what I do. And if they like it, I've told them to subscribe, so they're going to subscribe, I'll get more subscribers and all that sort of good stuff as well. So embedding is really good. But if it's a video that you don't really want to be sent out there and you want to be able to keep control of it, don't embed it from, tick the box to say, or untick the box rather, to say that you don't allow embedding. Excellent. Okay, guys, well, we're coming up to about 50 minutes or so, which is just about the time that I wanted to take. So let me just wrap up with a little bit of a summary of the few points we covered at the beginning. And what I want you to do is firstly register with Google, create a bio, and I want you to get out your phone, maybe do your welcome video, but what I want you to do is record your first video. So today or tomorrow at the very latest, I want you to get out your phone. So there's you with a long arm, there's your camera here with that's the front facing camera, you're smiling, Martin's done his hair, he's had a shave, I'll give him some big ears, got the camera in front of him, so that's what he's seeing, and he's talking about whatever's on his mind at that particular point in time. So 2 or 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes for your first one. First, stick it on YouTube, share it with your social networks, drive traffic to your video, and then that's then starting to build your YouTube presence and your YouTube following. And I know I picked on marketing, but he's my mate and he's big enough and ugly enough, so I'm allowed to. But sorry, Martin, shouldn't do private jokes on a public webinar. Bad form. Okay, guys, if there's any final questions, please stick your hands up in the air or ask them in there. One thing as well, what I want to do, and we will do this. For those of you guys, I know I've not mentioned it, but IML, this is kind of why this call happened. It's for the guys that's involved with IML. We have a group for our kind of team. And what I want you to do is I want you to stick your videos in here, in this Team Fantastic. So once you've been stuck in, there's 19 folk in here at the minute. So I want you all to go in there. I will post the group thing in the chat box. So go into that group, join the group, and then what you can do is post your videos in there and use it as a bit of a testing ground if you want to. If you don't feel that you've got anywhere to kind of show your first videos, we'll get in there, we'll create a bit of a feel going on and rate other people's videos and give hints and pointers and stuff. Because the point is, guys, that I want you to be comfortable in front of the camera. I want you to be comfortable holding it. I want you to be comfortable talking to what in effect is yourself, because you'll feel an idiot. But once it goes onto YouTube, you're actually talking to a potential, what did I say before, 1 billion subscribers. So, you know, not to kind of put you off when you're talking to you and your camera out in the garden, but think about your videos, think about your content, be clear, be concise, be transparent, and be honest, and you'll build a loyal following on YouTube that you can hopefully then use to monetize and attract them into your business. And once you do that, once you have people that like, know, and trust you, the world is literally your oyster for whatever business that you're wanting to do or whatever product that you're wanting to sell. So if there's any questions on there, Mark, you have your hand up, so let me just unmute you. You're live, away you go.
Thank you, Jamie. Not really a question, just a comment on how awesome that training just was, how much value you just provided for everybody, and as always, great job.
Thank you, sir. You're too kind. It's yeah, appreciate that. It's nice to know that it's kind of gone down well. As with ever, when I send the link out, if you've got any feedback, got any comments, by all means fire them in, because I always want to improve and do better on the next training, the next video. So I'm always seeking feedback, good or bad. Hey, just fire it at me. If you've never done a video before and you think I can improve, fire the comments in, because I can certainly always take the feedback on that, without a doubt. So on that note, guys, thank you for all the interaction. Thank you for the questions. I know we've had a really good session.
Thank you, Jamie.
Linda, you're still here. Thank you, my dear.
Oh my God, you're incredible.
No, I'm not.
It's worth a lot of money. I hope you have a wonderful vacation, and as Mark said, having you on this team is absolutely incredible.
Pleasure. Pleasure's all mine.
We're going to shut this down. Thank you for being here, and in 10 minutes, the CEO is going to speak. The links will be posted in the room.
Fantastic.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, guys. See you again in the next chapter.